Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. Of course, my name is AJ, one of the mentors here, and as we always do, we are going to run through the Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to take a look at what I'm currently doing in the markets, how I'm positioned, the trades that I'm in. We're also going to take a look at what is currently happening, and then, of course, what we are looking for in the future, and, of course, those next trades that we are interested in taking as well. So, if that all sounds interesting, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. Of course, I hope you do enjoy. I hope you do find some value from what I will be talking about in today's live stream. So enough of that. Let's jump straight on into the charts and take a look at what is going on. So let's talk about, first of all, what is happening. What's the context? What is going on? Okay, what's been going on? Right, pretty much. Okay, so. First of all, right, we understand the context, okay? For any regular watchers, for any visionary members, right, we understand the context. We know what's going on, okay? We know that Bitcoin is bearish at this moment in time. We have to be bearish on Bitcoin at this moment in time. Why do we have to be bearish? Well, because we are in bearish market structure. Now, of course, right, this is just looking in this time frame here, okay? This little section of the chart, of course, yes, if we zoom out, we understand Bitcoin is very much in a bull market. Bitcoin is very much looking bullish, right? But looking at this section of the chart, I do believe that Bitcoin is bearish, and I feel that everybody should be a bit bearish on Bitcoin. Why? Because we've been making continuous lower highs and continuous lower lows. And we've been making some amazing profits by shorting the market. Of course, yes, we have been longing the market as well, but we understand what the trend is, okay? We understand that it is lower high after lower high after lower high, with, of course, lower low after lower low after lower low. So any long trade that we have been taking, okay, we've been very cautious with it and not getting overexcited like a lot of retail traders have been doing, okay, with their FOMO longs, of course. We haven't been getting too excited on the long trades. Why? Because we understand that price is most likely going to come up but make a lower high to then get the short trade for then price to then pull back. Okay, so this is why we haven't been getting overly excited with the long trades. Of course, yes, in these long trades, we always like to leave a little bit left in the trade to see if we can break this bearish structure and we can continue higher. Of course, that is the aim. We understand the trend that we are in. And we understand it is lower high after lower high after lower high. So, of course, previously, right, once again, this was on the 5th of August. Yeah, 5th of August, we took out that range low. Okay, so remember, we've been looking at this as a parallel channel. Okay, so originally, and we still are, to be honest with you, we are still looking at this as a parallel channel. And originally, it was like this, right? We were looking at it, okay, like this, ignoring all the stuff on the right-hand side. We took, of course, this long trade here profit from approximately, it was around $59,300, okay, when we entered into that long trade. Of course, we took that all the way up to then where we got the short trade from up here, took that down, okay, and of course we had to update where the range low was, okay, and of course the new range low was down here at approximately $56,400, okay. What did price do then? Okay, it did the exact same thing where we formed the failed auction at approximately $56,600 for that trade entry trigger. We then longed that up, of course, to this high here, where we then actually got a short trade set up from there. Price, of course, pulled back, completely wiped out a huge chunk of the market. To be precise, over 500 million longs on Bybit alone got wrecked on this move down. And then from there, what did we do? Okay, well, of course, we longed, of course, the new range low. Okay, so then we had the new range low at where are we? We are at $53,200 approximately. Okay, that was the new range low. What did price do on that? Okay, well, of course, we failed auctioned that, and we entered, of course, into that long trade at approximately $54,000. Okay, of course, we can take a look at the Visionary Discord, and you can see this was the long trade that I told the team I was taking. I'm taking the swing long from the failed auction. That was the long trade setup I gave the team. And as time went on, of course, this trade was in some really, really nice profits, of course, taking profits along the way up, telling the team here as well, long and strong, okay, as price is rising. Okay, this was the trade. This was a screenshot from my phone. And then, of course, no short trades, as you can see there. We realized in the end, okay, a little over $3,000 on that long trade. So that is all closed now. I did tell the team here, the long from the 5th of August is all closed. Why is it all closed? Well, because we came back down to our entry, which is where we had that stop loss. So you can see here, this is, of course, just the proof, right? So opening time was at, of course, here, the 5th of August, 2024, okay? And this was at 4:36 with the 26 seconds there, of course. And then if we go up to when I told the team, of course, here you can see this was August the 5th, right, 2024 at 4:37. So I literally told the team, it was like 30 seconds after, because of course I have to enter into the trade, and then of course I have to take a screenshot, go over to the Discord and post it in there for the team. So yeah, it does take a few seconds to do that, but there was the proof, right? So that was a really, really nice long trade where, of course, we then got that short trade. Why were we looking for this short trade? Why were we prepared for this short trade? Well, we were prepared for this because we understood what the trend was. Okay, we understand that the trend is lower high after lower high after lower high with lower low after lower low after lower low. So on this move, right, we were being cautious of another lower high. Okay, we got a trade end trigger with a failed auction, okay, of this previous high here. We had millions upon millions, okay, of trapped long trades, or millions upon millions upon millions of long trades, of course, at the high, which then, of course, turned into trap long trades, right? So we've talked about this a lot. So we had 104 million in this candle here. We had 57 million in this candle here. We had 10 million in this candle here. And then we had 17 million in this candle here. So we had almost 200 million long trades open up at the high. What did price start to do? Well, price started to pull back. And of course, this caused trapped traders at the high. Of course, these longs were then forced to cover, right? And as you can see here on this pullback, we had 141 long trades get completely wiped out of the market. And on that trade entry trigger, on that failed auction, what did that give us? Well, that gave us that perfect short trade entry. Like I told the team here, taking a small hedge short against the long trade, right? Of course, telling the team, precisely why I'm taking this short trade in the daily market update that morning. This was literally as I entered into the short trade there. And as you can see here, updating the team here, millions of longs getting wrecked as we anticipated. Why did we anticipate this? Well, because we had millions upon millions of trapped longs at the high, right? Trapped longs at the high, and price starts to pull back. It's pretty obvious that these long trades are going to have to close at some point. Why? Because these long trades, right, have a liquidation point. Okay, they have an invalidation point. No long trade that opens up can be held open forever, because at some point price, okay, is going to come back, okay, to that level, right? Well, to the liquidation point, right? You can't have a long trade open and price comes down all the way down to $3,000, for example. Okay, that's just not how it works, right? You have a liquidation level, okay, and once price comes down to those liquidation levels, this of course is long trades getting wrecked, long trades covering, which means that they're selling into the market. Why? Because if you long, okay, and then you get out of that long trade, you have to sell that Bitcoin back into the market, okay, and selling into the market, of course, is just going to push that price lower. So that's exactly what we saw here, and this is why I told the team, this is what we anticipated. Millions of longs getting wrecked because we had the trap longs at the high. I told the team here, good area for a TP1. Lovely area for a TP1 on that big pullback there. So yeah, $734 in a profit. I realized $250 approximately. Move the stop loss to entry. Price continued to wreck those long trades. And then, yeah, I told the team somewhere down here that I was, just took another TP. This is at the very bottom. Just took another TP on the shorts of $654 in a profit on that trade there, and I do still currently have that that trade open here. So I do still have that trade open, $400 pretty much unrealized still in the trade, and yeah, I am happy to continue to hold that short trade open. Why am I happy to continue to hold that short trade open? Because I understand what the trend is and I understand what the highest probability move is. And that, in fact, is actually for price to come down and form a new low at approximately $48,900. Okay, so I'm looking for this trend to continue. Yes, okay, I understand at some point this trend is going to end. I understand that, okay? But as long as we remain in this trend, I'm very, very happy to continue to look for a new low here. And of course, that will be another TP point, right? Once we come down here, that will be another TP for that short trade. And then, of course, we can look for that long trade, okay? Because we've had 3 prior long trades, right, from pretty much the exact same trade entry trigger anyway. Yes, right, they were a little bit different where we had trapped shorts down here. Here, we just saw a huge chunk of the market get wrecked as with this long trade here. Okay, so they were slightly different in terms of the style, but the trade entry trigger was exactly the same, right? So yeah, again, still looking for that low to be taken out. Very possible long trade from down there. Okay, we will talk about that in a moment, right? But before we get on to that, I just want to talk about what is happening at this moment in time here, because I've spoke quite vocally about it that I am looking for a new low. Okay, but I've also spoke quite vocally about a possible long trade from right the exact low here, right? Because we had some confluence, right? We had, of course, the GP786, we had the naked point of control at 52,874, and then we had large absorption happening on the CVD, okay, on the order flow. Okay, so this is, of course, bullish CVD divergence. This is what we class as absorption, right? There is a big player here absorbing all of the sells that are coming into the market, right? Stopping price from making a new low. So yeah, for me, I was saying that this is a possible opportunity. I would be looking for a long trade. Now, I did also say that I would prefer to long down here. Okay, but this is a possible long trade. Now, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I haven't longed this, right? I haven't longed this. The reason why I didn't long this is because it happened on Friday evening and I had gone to bed on that Friday evening, so I didn't manage to get that long trade. But yeah, it was looking good down here because we saw quite a lot of long trades get wrecked on that move down, right? We then, of course, tapped that naked point of control, and then we got a nice little rise off of it. So that, of course, would have offered us a nice long trade, a nice aggressive long trade to enter into. But like I said, unfortunately, I was asleep. I did go to bed, so I did miss that trade. So I am not long. I am just short on this market, and that is fine. How I view it is, you're only human. You have to sleep at some point. So, of course, you are going to miss some trades here and there. That is totally fine. The only thing that I view as wrong is that if you're missing quite a few trades and it's because you're off doing something else that you're not really supposed to do when you're supposed to be sat at the charts and, of course, taking the trades. But for me, it was the scenario of I was asleep, so there was no physical way that I could have taken that trade, which is fine, okay? I'm happy to miss a trade here and there. It's just let's say I missed 3 or 5 trades in a row because I'm off doing something else that I shouldn't be doing. That's when I have to sit myself down and say, okay, right, you need to stop doing that and you need to focus, right? But like I said, I was asleep. It's one trade. It's fine. But yeah, we had lots of confluence down there for a long trade. We've got the nice rise towards the upside. So yeah, okay, it looks good at this moment in time. We can actually look for higher. You can look for higher prices here if you are long from down here. You can look for higher prices. For me, right, if I was in the long trade, I would have taken a TP1. I would have moved the stop loss to entry, left a little bit in the trade, maybe like 50% in the trade. Why? Because I understand what the trend is, right? I understand that a new low is quite probable. So yeah, I have to, of course, protect that long trade. I don't want to turn that winning trade into a losing trade. So by taking a TP1, moving your stop loss to entry, you've cemented profit, but at the same time, right, you've protected yourself by moving the stop loss to entry. Okay, so of course, that was a good trade. If any of you got that trade, then congratulations. It's a really, really good trade to be in. But yeah, for me at this moment in time, and like you can kind of tell from the title and the thumbnail, am I wrong to be bearish? Because at this moment in time, I am still bearish on Bitcoin. I am still looking for a new low to be put in. So this is something that we need to talk about, right? So for me, okay, talking about this, at this moment in time, I still think we can come down for a new low. I still think we can go lower. And of course, this can change, right? This bias can change. This could invalidate. I understand, right? But as long as we remain in this bearish structure that we are in here, okay, I am more than happy to remain bearish on Bitcoin. Okay, we are in bearish structure here. So as long as we remain bearish, I'm happy to remain bearish on Bitcoin. Okay, of course, right, if we start to break this bearish structure, we start to form some bullish structure here, that's when I shift my bias and say, okay, I was wrong. We can now look for higher prices here. Okay, am I going to FOMO into a long trade? Absolutely not, right? I accept I've missed the long trade from down here. I look for higher prices and I look for a short trade at higher prices. Okay, because of course I do not like to long moves up and I do not like to short moves down. I like to short moves up, okay, into strong resistance, and I like to long moves down into strong support. Okay, so I'm not going to be FOMO long into this move up. Why? Because just look at what has happened to all of the retail traders that did do that, right? All of these retail traders that long miss, okay? All of the retail traders that FOMO long miss, and all of the retail traders that FOMO long miss. What happened to them all? Okay, they got completely wrecked. Okay, the perfect example is this one here, right? Where we saw over 500 million long trades get wrecked. Okay, these were all FOMO long trades that FOMO'd, okay, into this pump. Right, they all FOMO'd into that pump. So I'm not going to give into that FOMO, right? That is the complete wrong way to look at trading, right? If you're looking at FOMO, if you're looking at longing a pump, okay, that is FOMO, and that is the wrong trade to be looking for, right? For me, okay, what I would be looking for, if of course, is price to rise, all of the FOMO longs to come in, right? We then get a trade entry trigger for a short trade, and then we, of course, take advantage of all those long trades getting wrecked. That's kind of what I would prefer to look for, right? But like I said, right, we are in the bearish structure still. So for me, it would still be looking for a new low, unless, like I said, we break that. Okay, we break that bullish structure. So yeah, for me, it's patience, right? I'm in my position. Okay, I'm in my short position. I know where my targets are, but at the same time, I know where my invalidations are as well. Okay, so I know that if we break this bearish structure, okay, we can be looking for higher prices here. Okay, and I can say, all right, I was wrong to still be short on Bitcoin. Okay, but again, right, am I going to be wrong? No. Why? Because I've realized $650 in a profit and then moved the stop loss to entry. So yes, okay, I can say that I'm looking for a new low, but in the reality of it, I can't be wrong because I've already protected myself, right? In that sense, right? I can't be wrong. But on what I'm saying, I understand. Yeah, I can be wrong for looking for a new low. How I see it is, I'm not wrong in that analysis. I just see it as, right, it's an invalidation of that thesis, right? It's an invalidation of the thesis rather than being wrong, okay? Because if you look at, trading is probabilities, right? You have to understand trading is probabilities, okay? And you have to look at what's happened after the bullish structure here. Of course, we had the bearish structure for a new low, right? Here, we had the bearish structure, right, for a new low. We had the bearish structure for a new low here, right? So was I wrong? all of these prior times to be bearish? Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. Okay, am I wrong to be bearish now? Absolutely not. Why? Because the prior 3 times we had bearish market structure, price went to a new low. Okay, so I'm not wrong. Of course, it's just the invalidation of it, right? That's how you have to view it. It's just an invalidation of your thesis. So yeah, for me, as long as we remain in the bearish structure, I'm looking for that new low, right? I'm looking for that new low, right? Once we come down to that new low, right? Let's say we do come down to that new low. What can I be looking for? Well, again, I can be looking to trade the trend. I can be looking for that long trade, right? Again, we have a naked point of control at $47,250. So I like the support down there. I love that level. Okay. What I would also like to see is maybe lots of shorts opening up down there, or I would like to see a huge chunk of long trades getting wrecked, right? For them price to rise, get that trade entry trigger on the failed auction, okay, for that long trade, and then we look to take that higher. Are we looking for all-time high? No. Okay, yes, we can see all-time high, but we're not looking for that. Why? Because the trend would be continuing, right? Continuous lower highs with continuous lower lows, right? So we have to understand that that trend is continuing. So we have to continue to expect that trend to play out. So again, we would be looking for a short trade, right? We'd be looking for a short trade for a new low. We're trading the trend until the trend ends, because the trend is your friend until the end. I like to say that a lot because that is just how it works, right? And that is the best way to view these markets, in my opinion, right? I've figured out what has worked in these markets, and all I'm doing is sharing that with you guys, okay? So that is kind of what I'm looking for next. Now, yeah, like I was talking about a little bit before, there was the invalidation, right? So if we invalidate this bearish market structure, we can look for higher prices, okay? But for me, right, on these higher prices, I would be looking for a short trade. I'll be, looking for that possible short trade setup to take advantage, of course, of all those FOMO long trades that would possibly be coming in. Okay, so for me, it would be looking at, this previous high here, which is coming in fairly close confluence with some resistance with this naked point of control up here, daily naked point of control, and then we have a monthly naked point of control a little bit higher. So for me, there's strong resistance there. If we're coming into that resistance, maybe we see lots of trap longs there. We start to see a bit of a pullback. That's when I'll be getting very bearish and looking for a short trade, and we can take that down, and of course look to completely destroy all of these long trades that would have opened up here. So that's kind of something that I would be looking for, of course, if we invalidate the bearish scenario, and we then play out, we have the bullish scenario play out, which again, we're looking for that bullish scenario to play out, of course, but in my eyes, it would be more of a bearish scenario, of course, if the bearish signs show, because of course we can rise, we may not see any bearish signs, we may continue higher, we may break the bearish trend that we are in. Great, we can look towards all-time high. Okay, that's what we can look towards. But as long as we are, again, in this bearish trend, I have to look for a new low at this moment in time. And it's the same, right? Let's say we come down and we come and take a new low. Yeah, I'm looking for a long trade. Doesn't mean I'm going to take a long trade. No. If I do not get the trade entry trigger, then what am I looking for? Sorry, I'm looking for lower prices. Okay, and of course I would be prepared for that, because like I said, right, like I've shown you, I'm still in that short trade. Okay, so if we do not get the long trade set up from down here, I can look for lower prices, and of course I can take advantage of that at the same time. So for me, like I said, it's patience from here. It's patience. I've had a few good trades. I've had some really good trades recently, right? Of course, the long trade from here, the short trade from here, the long trade from there as well. Unfortunately, I did miss that short trade from up there. But yeah, some of the members on the Discord actually did take that short trade themselves. But yeah, I've had some really amazing trades recently, so I'm very comfortable with where I am at this moment in time, and I'm again comfortable with where I'm positioned. Right, I've taken profit, I've moved the stop loss to entry, so I'm just very comfortable with where I'm positioned. And now it's okay. Let price do its thing. Right, we wait for our levels, and then we take action at those key levels if and when we need to. Right. Because at some point we are going to tap a key level of ours, and at some point we're going to have to take action. We're going to have to take a trade, right? We may not get the trade set up, but we need to be there. We need to be waiting, okay, to see if we do get that set up. If we don't get the setup, fine. We look for another level, okay? So it is patience. A large portion of trading is patience, and this is a big realization that I had, like two years ago now, when I actually started becoming consistently profitable. Right before, when I was consistently losing money, I was taking like 10 to 15 to 20 trades a day. Okay, and I was just consistently losing. Why? Because I'm revenge trading, and I'm FOMOing into moves. Okay, I'm doing all of this stuff that you shouldn't be doing. And then, when I actually became consistently profitable, I understand. Yes, this is a style of trading, but I take a lot less trades than I used to. A lot less trades, right? And I'm much more comfortable doing that because this is how I prefer to trade. Of course, if you're a scalp trader, if you're a day trader, you want to be in and out, in and out of trades on the day. Okay, yes, I like to look for day trades here and there, but I like my style of trading. It's kind of like a mix between swing trading and day trading. I just adapt to what the markets are doing. If the markets are consolidating, right, I will switch to day trading. If the markets are one directional, i.e., prices going in one direction, I will switch more to swing trading, which is pretty much what I've been doing quite a lot recently. Swing trading, right? Because price has been very one directional down, one directional up, one directional down, one directional up, one directional down. Okay, there's not been much consolidation. Yes, okay, right. Zoom out. This is like a large consolidation phase, but right, if we're zooming in, right, you can see these are big swing moves, right? So that's currently, that's the style that I like, the style that's worked for me, and I'm going to continue to do that because that's what works for me. I'm going to bring up the chat here. Just bring up the chat. See if you come. Here we go. So Zazib, I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I remember you from another live stream. So good to see you back, my friend. I told you 54 is the long. There was a guy on the previous stream. He said 52. It was a good call. 31 million shorts trapped at 52 on Bybit USD. 56,700 is key resistance at the weekly view app. Daniel missed the long too. Lol, he was too scared to long. Scared money don't make money. Love that saying. So that was the long trade, right? That was the long trade. Unfortunately, I missed it. If I was awake, I probably would have taken it, but I was asleep at that moment in time. It was a Friday evening, and I did go to bed. And unfortunately, I woke up the next morning and realized that I had missed the trade. So I hope that you took the trade yourself. I do hope that you took that trade yourself. So congratulations, of course, if you did. But I missed the trade. I was asleep. It's fine. I don't mind. I understand that there's going to be millions upon millions of trades in the future, and it's just one trade, isn't it? Exactly like this one here. I missed that trade, unfortunately. It's fine, right? There's going to be more trades in the future, and again, like I was telling the team, like I was telling you, remain patient. There was the long. There was the short. Okay, right, fine. I missed this trade. Does it go higher? Fine, right. We can look for a short trade up here. Not too bothered whatsoever. So it's just patience for me. I'm happy with how I'm positioned. Like I'm saying, I'm still happy with how I'm positioned because I understand the trend. Right? I understand the trend. Okay, and I'm happy with continuing to trade this trend because I understand the probabilities. Is the trend going to come to an end at some point? Yes, right. But have I maximized the profit from this trend? Yes, right. I understand that. So if I do take a loss, okay, at some point, okay, that's fine, right? I've maximized my profits from trading this. Once the trend comes to an end, fine, right? But like I said, I'm prepared for price to rise here because I've TP'd one, TP2'd, stop losses at entry. So if I do get stopped out, I'm not going to lose any money on this trade. I've cemented $652 in a profit. So I'm happy. So that's what I'm looking at. That's how I'm positioned. That's what I'm looking for, right? And now it is just patience, really. It is just patience. So of course, if you do have any questions, please do put that in the chat. I will be happy to answer any questions that you do have. But I understand it's a little bit quiet today. It is a bit quiet. So if you do have any questions, let me know. And I was going to have a quick look at the stock market because the stock market was getting a bit of a rise. It was getting a bit of a rise, but yeah, again, as I say, right, if the stock market continues to pull back, where can we expect Bitcoin to go? Well, we can expect Bitcoin to go down, right? Bitcoin is having a nice rise because, of course, the stock market is having a nice rise. Like I was saying to the team, is there any level here that you can long the stock market? In my opinion, looking at this chart, absolutely not. Right, look at this move up. Is there any support there? Absolutely not. So was there, a sign to for this rise here? Absolutely not. So yeah, for me on the stock market, it's like I don't see the support here. I just don't see it. So if the stock market goes lower here, Bitcoin's probably going to follow it, right? Bitcoin will probably follow it. So it's just, yeah, we need to keep an eye on that stock market as well, because if the stock market does pull back, where can we expect Bitcoin to go? Well, we can expect Bitcoin to pull back as well. And of course, right, what can we do, right? Or what are we doing, right? We're short, right? We can take advantage of that. So yeah, it's a good position to be in. Yeah, Damien as well in the chat. But this is what. So, I'd love to see this actually. So here, bullish cyber at 52 and weekly level. Yeah, so this is what. There was a guy on the previous stream. He said 52. It was a good call. Yeah, exactly here. So yeah, this was Damien. This was Damien who called that, right? 52 here. And yeah, what was it? Yeah, just above 52. Well, let's call it 52 200. Where do we come down to? Yeah, 52. Yeah, just above it. Just above it. That's where we came down to. But yeah, called that amazingly, absolutely amazingly. So yeah, well done for that, Damien. Absolutely lovely confluence there with that. So yeah, it would have been lovely to get that long trade, but yeah, can't win them all, can you? Can't win them all. So yeah, okay. If there are no questions, I think I will cut that short there. Gonna go get myself some dinner. It is 8 o'clock here in the UK, so I'm gonna get myself some dinner. I'll cut that short because I've talked about everything that I want to talk about, and kind of everything that I'm looking at in these markets. As always, I'm gonna share what I'm looking at in these markets because this is what I do on a day-to-day basis, right? I'm 100% transparent with what I'm looking at, right? Sharing everything that I'm looking at. So yeah, I've shared everything that I am looking at myself. So yeah, I feel as though I will leave that there. I hope you guys, of course, enjoyed. I hope you gained some value out of this stream. Of course, if you want access to the Visionary Discord, where I give all of my trades away, then that is the first link in the description. It'll take you to this page here where you get all of the good stuff. And the free Discord is, of course, the second link in the description. And then, of course, please do subscribe if you are new to the channel. But yeah, I will leave that there. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys. I will see any Visionary members in the Discord. And yeah, if you're not a Visionary member, I will see you in the live stream tomorrow. So take care and yeah, see you soon. Goodbye.
Take me home.